discussion with the trading team here. Let's relate that to this cycle, right? So maybe we're at the bottom. I want to basically start within my institution, my family office. I'm a high net worth individual, or maybe I'm just a consumer and I want to start trading all this. How can I take advantage of that? So to answer that, we've got a couple of the world's leading experts in crypto trading who are going to join us. So we'll bring them on up. We've got Robert and Bob and Rob. Welcome to Money Talks, guys. How's it going? Bob, you are on mute. So just so you know, all right, there we go. So we've got Bob and Rob. Welcome, guys, Welcome to Money Talks.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so why don't we start off with some quick intros? We'll start off with Bob. Go ahead. Tell us what your role is at Abra and how you got into crypto.
I joined Abra due to my interest in crypto. I had been doing some of my own strategies, basis trade strategies, and saw an opportunity to join a firm like Abra and really build up from there the trading offering. And I thought this was going to be a great opportunity, and it has been as of yet.
Yep. And so what is your role at Abra?
Head of trading.
Okay. Head of trading. Nice. Right on. And Roberts, welcome. So how did you get into crypto?
Oh, well, first of all, thanks very much, Bill, for having us on, and really excited to be here with you and with all your viewers who are actually most of them clients of ours. I am the VP of global sales. So I'm responsible for our global sales team that provides a white glove, very high touch service that, again, many of your viewers here today have already experienced to both individual and institutional clients in all over the world. So how did I get into crypto? So having been in the foreign currency trading business for, over 25 years for some of the largest banks, I started getting to read about crypto, about Bitcoin specifically, and saw a very, very natural transition from currencies into crypto and into Bitcoin specifically. I started viewing Bitcoin as kind of the answer early on in 2018, 2019. I started viewing Bitcoin as the answer to some of the antiquities of the foreign exchange market, payments with SWIFT and 1970s technology. And as I started learning more about Bitcoin, I kind of thought that was going to be the answer to some of those problems. So I got completely hooked, line and sinker, and started investing in it myself. And it wasn't enough. I needed to have my whole career in it. So that's why I was lucky enough to join Abra.
Got it. And so let's segue that into my first question for Robert. Who are our institutional clients, and what geographies and where are they?
Sure. So institutional clients have a very wide kind of a range of types of clients. They could be family offices and foundations. They can also be crypto native type companies like ATM service providers, Bitcoin ATM service providers. It could be crypto fund managers who are specifically investing in crypto assets. But it can also be traditional asset managers, traditional TradFi asset managers that are starting to allocate portions of their investment portfolios towards crypto. And so they really run the whole gamut. We service all of them. They all have different kinds of needs of why they're in crypto, and Abra is really their premier provider across the board for that. And where are they? What geographies? Really all over the world, which is another reason that I got so into crypto, because having been in FX, which is a pretty global business, crypto is even more global. Our clients are not only in the U.S. and North America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, all over Asia and Southeast Asia. So really, truly the most global business that I've ever been part of. And we have our sales team, our global sales team, caters to all of them, and it's touching them all over the world.
Yep. Yeah, I can tell you personally, it feels like I have more and more calls before 8 a.m. Pacific time. I'm on the West Coast of the United States, and more calls after 6 p.m. Pacific time, which is a function of the fact that we've got more and more clients in Europe and the Middle East that I talk to early in the day, and more clients in Asia that I talk to in the evening. And then of course, we have our normal workday during United States working hours as well. So it's truly become a global phenomenon for us, which is fantastic. So Bob, how do we have some people here who may use these services but aren't necessarily traders as a profession. So what is over-the-counter trading? How is that different than just, like, let's say, using the Abra app to buy Bitcoin? And what are our over-the-counter trading services?
Yes, thanks, Bill. So our OTC trading capabilities, let me just start with what OTC means. It means over the counter, and it means non-exchange based trading. So it is direct between two counterparties, which historically, and I come from a foreign exchange background like Robert, allows for better pricing between you are taking the pricing of an individual counterparty versus the pricing of a second counterparty. And in each counterparty, they have their own pricing mechanism. So with an exchange, you kind of have transparency, but with OTC, it allows you to have better pricing through those counterparties. And that's what Abra has developed on our side. We developed a platform of high quality liquidity providers to provide us pricing, as well as having exchange pricing built in as well that we can aggregate. And I think this is what speaks to Robert's white glove service that Abra offers, and the fact that we can provide this to our high net worth individuals, our traditional finance institutions, our corporate treasuries. And, it really sets us apart, I believe, from our competitors in the space because we built it the right way and we built it with scale to move further out the curve for our individuals.
Yeah. So let's take an example, right? So let's say I want to buy $1 million worth of Ethereum.
Yes.
Now, if I was to go to the Abra app or any exchange and try to buy $1 million of Ethereum, what would probably happen is the price would start to swing dramatically higher. If it's a market order, the price would just swing dramatically higher in order to fill that order. And if I put in a limit order, basically say, don't buy unless it's at or under this price, right? I'm going to see tiny amounts get filled and the market probably move much higher and basically ignore the rest of my order for at least several hours, unless I'm trying to catch a falling knife, right? And so how does the over-the-counter model you're describing help with those problems?
Well, yes, and similar to what you have seen in in other markets, these liquidity providers do take some balance sheet risk against this pricing. And assigning balance sheet risk to this pricing versus an exchange that automatically just triggers an order, they assign principal risk to it and thus provide a more stable market than what you would get through an exchange. But Abra has to go out and develop these relationships. They have to build it. They have to structure it the right way. And they have to choose the right liquidity providers that are going to price things for our clients and for our full offering with a little bit of risk on their end, allowing our individuals to get the best pricing. And I think it just makes a difference when we go out there into the market that we're not moving markets. We're not really, causing the prices to swing drastically either way. And in the end, it's a service for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So Robert, what product and trading strategies can clients access today, and where are you seeing the most interest?
So I would say that the most common is really as simple as the regular spot trade. That is the most common trade that we're seeing from our clients. So what is a spot trade? Spot refers to basically, in any asset class, the instant or immediate settlement of that transaction, whether you're buying or selling either an FX transaction of commodities, or in crypto, it could be Bitcoin or Ethereum, any cryptocurrency, for immediate settlement. And for crypto, immediate settlement could be like 1 hour or 2 hours. And as opposed to spot in some of the other asset classes like FX or spot gold or spot silver, that's just always T+2. So when you hear someone say, a spot trade, it always referring to the settlement, the immediate settlement of that transaction. And our clients really, and it really runs the gamut of individual clients who just want to either buy, get more access to Bitcoin, for example, or just buying crypto through our desk, or selling what they might have to take profit, et cetera. And the beauty of the OTC desk, it really is what Bob and his team have built, is the one-on-one service, right? They could just go and buy and sell on an app for sure, right? But what if they have a larger amount to do? And what if they're not really sure where in the market they should be placing these orders? Well, that's where the one-on-one service is. Our sales team, while we're not giving them investment advice, we're letting them know, okay, this is where we see the market. This is where we see a lot of buy orders are around this level. We have a lot of sell orders are around this level. This may not be a good level to put one in. This might be a good level to put limit in. And we kind of help them work through where they should be buying and selling in the market. And our sales team, together with Bob's trading team, will be interacting directly about what's going on in the market and kind of really making the most efficient way to execute that trade. So that's just a spot. There are, a bunch of other strategies as well. But that is the most.
And then there's programmatic access, right? So if my app or my service wants to automate the buy or sell of crypto, for example, right? Because I'm selling it myself, or I need to hedge something, then they would use APIs, for example, right?
Absolutely. Yes. And Bob could probably speak to that best, but that's absolutely the what they would use, because our API would connect to them, and they could just automatically just be with no human involved in it at all.
Yep. So Bob, how have we set up and structured our OTC desk and services at Abra?
So to go along the line that Robert just discussed, and we set up the voice desk, which is the voice OTC desk, but we've also structured it to have this API and this UI offering. So voice, API, UI. And within that structure, we believe that allows our clients to have the full suite of products that they would be looking to execute upon. To speak to the voice, we've already discussed that. A voice trade comes into the desk, they look at high quality counterparties, and they source liquidity and execute. With the API, application programming interface, they go from the platform direct to like their own business platform to an actual trading platform direct. Yep. So it's pretty seamless on the back end, and then it allows 24/7 trading through the crypto market, just like you would see through traditional markets, which are more 24/5. And then finally, you have the UI, which we are really excited about here at Abra, and that's kind of what all the traders in the world throughout any market are used to dealing on, is the web-based interface that they can click, trade, see the liquidity, see the volumes, seeing the pricing. And then through there, they have the structure to really input orders, either market, limit, stop losses against those limits, and then do what we know, TWAPs, which are time-weighted average pricing, VWAPs, which are volume-weighted average pricing. And that's definitely for the more sophisticated investors. But for them, that's crucial for their execution, that they can source liquidity against volume and against time, and it just streamlines the whole process for them.
Got it. So what are you most put you on the spot, Bob? So what are you most excited about in terms of what's happening in the crypto trading world, either as it relates to Abra or not, or both?
Honestly, I'm very excited about what's coming. I think what has happened in terms of our progression as a firm, but also the offerings that you're seeing in the crypto space, it's going very much toward that capital markets offering that we know from our traditional finance days. Yep. And in that, we're being able to trade the asset class that we enjoy trading it. And I think the UI is really going to, and you're seeing it start with a few firms, but I like where Abra is right now versus our competitors, and the fact that we have built it all at an extremely high level. And it's all being marketed right now with Robert's team. And I think, having the full suite of offerings here at Abra makes a huge difference. And that's honestly what I'm most excited about. And then with that, the option offering as well, that allows clients to risk manage better through options than maybe they can do through spot. And I think that really brings a whole nother institutional client base that will really come into the space and really drive prices higher too.
Yeah, I want to ask Robert a question, and I want to make one point. I think we have a lot of folks watching that are from both institutional, maybe family offices, maybe representing larger clients as well. But then we also have some retail folks that are asking questions about why do I care about this? And I want to make a point, and it's I think super important, and that is the capital markets that Bob and Rob's teams are serving are essential in creating functional markets for retail, in my opinion. Okay, they smooth out the markets. They close holes in pricing arbitrage that would otherwise screw consumers. They enable larger buys without moving spot markets, and a whole bunch of other factors that I think really go into creating functional, fair, efficient markets across the crypto spectrum. So Robert, to that end, how do you feel that sales and trading relationship factors into this whole thing? How does sales work in this regard?
It's absolutely critical. Sales cannot do their job for clients without having a very kind of seamless trading sales relationship. We spend all of our day interacting. When I say we, sales and trading, on analyzing the best hedging strategies, how the market is behaving. Bob brought up options before, and I was going to bring it up as well. It's one of the most exciting parts of our offering. Bob's team has got all these offerings that now available to our clients, and that's a real important hedging instrument and strategy. Options. Clients who are exposed, whether it's institutional or individual clients who are exposed to Bitcoin, may be worried about the price, and they may want to protect themselves, so they can actually engage with us by transacting options with us. And we wouldn't be able to do that without a very fluid relationship that sales has with trading.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bob, what's the other side of the desk's perspective on that?
I think it's just, what I really enjoy about, Robert's team is that they come to us with a problem and we find a solution. And I think that's how a true trading and sales relationship should be. That's what I joined trading when, 15 years ago, for that reason, to try and find that solution. And it's either through spot, options, a structured product. That's the goal of every trading desk, is to figure out a solution for the end user. And, these are some complex problems that, the further out the curve you go, the further out in terms of like the risk profile of the institution you deal with. But that's why you hire high quality individuals and a great team, and surround yourself with a great team. And that's what Abra has built. So there is no solution we cannot find.
Okay, so I agree. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. So let's segue this into a discussion on credit. So right now, of course, centralized lending is kind of the bane of everyone's existence in crypto. Everybody's angry about, poor risk management practices, losses, and over leverage, et cetera, et cetera. But I would posit that well-run lending services are essential to make capital markets function, right? Yeah. And it's an essential part of what we offer at Abra. So maybe you guys can give us a perspective on how the benefit of our credit business being aligned with our trading group when it comes to servicing large clients and institutions. So Bob, go ahead. You first.
I'll take that away. Having the lending offering at Abra aligned with trading allows us to offer credit to institutions that need to have that instant settlement. And then on that side, they're able to function their businesses, allowing for more efficient markets across the entire ecosystem. And I think as the lending market has contracted, as you noted, Bill, we've still been out there and we've still been active, and that has allowed our clients to continue to do business and for them to continue to do business through us. And I think they view that as a value add from Abra, and we believe they go hand in hand. And I believe that's has been one of our edges in the space, in that if you can provide credit, provide margin to clients to trade, it allows for more efficient markets, it allows for a more efficient ecosystem, and it keeps functioning markets and functioning, the full architecture functioning. So we're excited on that end. But it also is key that we have a credit team that works hard, does their due diligence on counterparty risk, is aligned on risk management protocols, and has built a real solid understanding of the landscape they work within through very difficult times.
Totally agree. I mean, the risk team has basically been putting in the hours the last few months for sure, and it's paid off for us, and I'm sure it will continue to do so. So Robert, what's the sales perspective on where and how credit fits in, and how does that align with trading and trading operations for you guys?
So I would just add to what Bob was saying, and I'll give some examples of actual, types of clients that really rely on us for credit. So I look at an ATM machine, a crypto ATM service provider that might have hundreds of ATM machines, basically all over the country and all over the world. And they are relying first on us for a wholesale price on crypto, and in order for them to build the inventory so that they can provide the crypto to their clients, right? But they need instant settlement, right? They need to be able to provide that immediately. And there might be, 1, 2, 3 days where they need to kind of borrow some of that crypto or Bitcoin from us so they can provide that. So we have a very, very strong credit due diligence process, very robust. And once that is complete, and then we're able to let them do their business. So that's just one example. And there are many types of examples, whether it be fund managers, or others who just need the credit in order to facilitate their business. So we're, I think, the only player, I think, in the industry that's able to kind of very comprehensively use our credit services to provide a real service to our clients from a trading perspective as well.
Yeah. And we talk about the risk management aspects of this all the time here on Money Talks, and it's really become a key part of our offering, right? We're in the risk business. And obviously we've built technology to help us manage that. But if you're doing something that takes money in and provides money out and generates interest income as a result, you are in the risk business. And that's how we collectively look at this at Abra and make sure that our clients perceive that they're in the same boat from that perspective. And look, the other red herring or elephant in the room is losses, right? If you're in the lending business, you have losses. Every bank has losses. Every lender has losses. The only people who don't have losses don't lend. Okay. So that's not the question. All right. We obviously don't want losses. We do everything we can to prevent losses, but you have to put a box around it from a risk management perspective to make sure that when there's a loss, it doesn't represent contagion to the entire business, not to mention to the entire industry. And of course, you don't use excessive leverage. Excessive leverage is not necessary in crypto. It's not. You've got an exponentially growing asset, moves up and down exponentially. You don't need excessive leverage. It makes no sense. Anyway, I know you guys know this. I'm kind of preaching to an audience who may or may not be interested. But anyway, anything you guys want to end with? This has been super interesting. Thanks for giving us some of your valuable time. I know every minute here is precious, but yeah, anything you guys want to share closing? Robert, how about you first? Oh, you're on mute, Robert. So start over.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, just thanks very much for having us on. It's a real pleasure, serving all of our clients. I'm really proud and excited about how we're developing with our offering, especially specifically to our OTC trading opportunities.
Awesome. Bob?
Yeah, just to second that, really thank you for having me, Bill. Really enjoyed this with Robert as well. And I think we do have right now a full service offering from the lending to the OTC, from the API to the UI. And I'm really excited what we're going to do with that over the next few months. And it's been a lift to get it there, but we have done it in the right way. And we built a strong risk management structure around it. And it's been a great team on the back end and the front end. And, honestly, we're looking forward to months ahead.
Awesome. You guys have built quite an operation at Abra. We're super proud of what you've accomplished in the last couple of years. And, we're very grateful for your guys' efforts in the face of a lot of irresponsible efforts from others in the space. And so on behalf of everyone, thank you for that.